Hi there from Sweden and welcome to whatever this is. Today we're going to listen to some music and we're going to draw some tarot and oracle cards and we're going to deliver a message from my freaks, my spirit guides, to someone. The music we're going to listen to is Save Me by Hidden Citizens and Jeremy Lister. And the overall energy for this reading will be the tarantula. The tarantula is about being at a crossroads. It's similar to the Lover's card in classical tarot. So it's about choosing between staying stuck in life as you're used to or traveling towards your life's purpose, traveling through dharma. You're doing your duties. So the tarantula is an insect that follows its intuition. And speaking of intuition, I have a confession to make about this song. And if you want to skip straight to the reading, please do that. But when I made my last reading, I did one where I shuffled my playlist and I picked the first song and made a reading of that song. I said, but I didn't actually do that because the first song that popped up was this Save Me that we are doing today. And I didn't think that I could do it. So I didn't follow my intuition when that song popped up. I just felt that it would be too hard for me to read. I can't explain it, but it was... the song popped up and I had this feeling inside that... I don't know if I can get a message here, and I don't know who I'll even be reading for, because Hidden Citizens is a collective. I don't know how many people there are in Hidden Citizens. So am I reading for a collective or am I reading for Jeremy Lister, who is singing here? So I skipped that song and did another reading instead. But then, since then, my intuition has been poking me relentlessly, telling me, you have to do this song, you have to do this song. So we're here today with the tarantula and we're going to do Save Me. So buckle up and let's play the music. I am so sorry, you don't get to hear any music because these cards just flew out. So music will be for the next section. We have to look at this 10 of Pentacles, which is the beginning of all my music artist readings, I feel like. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the 8 of Pentacles. And we have the Lovers. Okay, I don't think I'm reading for Jeremy Lister only. I think I'm reading for Hidden Citizens. So I'm reading for this collective, and it might be for Jeremy Lister as well, but it's for all of them. Because here we have this 10 of Pentacles. It's a card of success, but the first thing that I see here is what looks to me like dandelions. And for me, dandelions symbolize karma. We also have this woman here, which is, she has her shell, her ego or something, but her true self is kind of climbing out of this dress. So it's an interesting card. And then I see a love story here. So this 4 of Wands, it's a card about celebration and stability. But here I see two people being their true selves, meeting up somewhere. It feels like a beautiful nature scene. We have the woman in this scene is picking the head off of the man, and she is, I don't know if you can see this because I always struggle to get focus on with my camera, but she has picked off his head and she is sewing his head, so she is mending this man, and it's hard work. So the Eight of Pentacles is a card for diligent work. And then we have the Lovers. So the Lovers is this couple, and this couple here has to make some sort of choice. We see the Lovers are two lovebirds that are holding up masks to each other, and within the woman's robe here are some representation of there are three female figures here with 3 faces of the moon, and the man's body consists, it is a card, a house of cards within his body here. Would be great if we could focus on it, but I'm not holding my breath. One day I will fix my camera or buy a new one. So right even before the music starts here, I see a woman who is climbing out of her shell. She is climbing out of maybe expectations from society, and she does this on the background of karma. She is in a garden full of seeds ready to blow away with the wind. She finds this man that is stuck to the ground. He's stuck to this he's stuck to this tree, but she is in tree form, like a tree nymph, but she is not stuck to her tree. She is free moving, because she climbed out of this dress here. So she moves towards this man, removes his head, proceeds to stitch it up again, proceeds to heal him, working diligently on this. And then we have this lover situation where this card again, this man again is represented by the House of Cards within him, and she is represented by this lunar cycle within her. So if we can get some music now and more messages from the cards, please.
Day by day, searching for something I can't find. Dusk to dawn, without a reason to survive. All we are is just a moment passing by. All I need is someone to make me feel alive.
All I need, someone to make me feel alive. This is this man singing that is stuck in this tree. Just wanted to pop that in right away so we know what we are listening to lyrics-wise.
Will you be the one to save me? Can I have your hand to hold when I'm laid out on the table and barely hanging on? Will you be the one to save me? Can you catch me if I fall? Be enough when I have nothing left at all. Will you be the one to save me? Will you be the one to save me?
And then we have the exact same situation from another perspective. So I read this as this is the woman's perspective. She feels like she found this man that was stuck. She feels like she mended him. Now we have it from his perspective. So we have 10 of Pentacles 2 times. Here, the 10 of Pentacles is success. So this is a man that feels stable. He feels like he has everything under control. He has his legacy in order. He has a family, children that will inherit him. And then this woman comes along, and she brings with her a sort of truth. She shows him something about his reality that he didn't know. She makes it less stable. And when she starts to poke in his head, this brings a death moment for him. It transforms his entire world. And for her, she gets the Lover's card, but for him, he gets the Devil's card. So she finds some kind of freedom here with this man, with his House of Cards within, but he finds a prison with her. So he gets bound by this woman in a way that he's not comfortable with. He had everything, but she comes in with a truth and wrecks his life and binds him to a new situation that he doesn't want to be in.
Fill my lungs, give me the air where I can breathe. Be the blood, bring me the pulse that my heart needs. Clear my eyes, show me the path so I can see. Feel your touch.
And then my recording blew up, and that kind of sucks because I can't prove to you that these were the cards that I actually drew, and I feel like that taints the message somewhat. Because there needs to be trust here as well. I am speaking from my intuition, so I am just pulling words from outer space, from my freaks, from spirit guides, down to this table here. But still, I want you to be able to see that when I talk about what Eight of Pentacles means, that you can go out on Google and see that I actually am referring to a proper the agreed upon explanation for these cards, so that you know that I am speaking freely and I am imagining things, but I'm also follow the rules of tarot, if you will. So let's bring out some new cards here, and I'm sure we will get the message we need either way. But bums me with the recording, but I think there's a reason for that. So we get the Ace of Coins again. We had it over here before. We get the Two of Coins, which is the story about Ripshant. We get not Cinderella. Tanrosa, whatever she is called in English. And we have Temperance. This feels like an entirely different perspective. So if this is the woman's perspective, this is the man's perspective, then this feels like the collective perspective. This feels like the hidden citizen perspective. So in that case, the Ace of Coins here is the beginning of a new situation. So the seeds here from this dandelion sows something new here. This is the seed in the Ace of Coins, and I don't know what becomes of this, but something, new ideas perhaps. That would be the Ace of Wands, but so something material is born. Not sure what that is. Then we have here with this truth that this woman offers to this man. Let's say that this collective witness this story somehow. Let's say they read the story, or they see it on the television, they see it on YouTube, it's in the news. I don't know how they participate in this story, but they somehow take part of this. Then they see this woman as the Two of Coins is a card about balance. The story about Ripshunt is about a woman who walks out in the forest and she steps in bear poo, and the bears, she gets so mad because she steps in poo, so she swears and she says nasty things about bears, and the bears hear her say those things and they get so mad at her that they trick her. They make one of themselves look like a human, and they trick her to fall in love with this human, and they have little baby, half human, half bear babies, and live happily out in the forest. So I don't really see this trickery, what they wanted to get out of this, the bears, but something. Maybe they wanted half baby bear children. Anyhow, the woman's brothers go looking for her, and they find these bears and they kill them. So they kill Ripshunt's husband, and she comes back to civilization, and she is heartbroken. So the story is about a woman that gets unduly punished for expressing her emotions. She steps in poo, she swears a bit, and this horrible life story happens to her where she ends up with 2 children with no husband that she mourns, and everything is just weird. So I don't know how that story applies to this love story that is going on behind this card, but that is what this card talks about. Then we have the Hanged Man, the Sleeping Beauty. I see the needle in the woman's hand here, so maybe the woman somehow gets hurt by the needle and falls asleep. So maybe the woman gets hurt by this situation, and that makes her withdraw. If we try to look at this from the collective perspective, and then the collective somehow finds some kind of balance in this situation, but the woman, she feels hollow, and the man, he feels stuck. Okay. Yeah, I definitely get that. The woman, she's hurt and hollow, and the man, he feels bound somehow.
I am beginning to believe. Will you be the one to save me? Can I have a hand to hold when I'm laid out on the table, barely hanging on? Will you be the one to save me? Can you catch me if I fall? Be enough when I have nothing left at all. Will you be the one to save me? Will you be the one to save me?
Will you be the one to save me? It feels like it's the man singing here. The Keeper of Whispers, the Mad Prophet. Curiosity, madness, forbidden knowledge. I immediately feel like the forbidden knowledge is what the hidden citizens are are on. Because if you look at the homepage of Hidden Citizens, it's a very mysterious homepage. The about section about who they are, it's mysterious. It feels like they want to project an image of secrecy. They want to project an image that they know something. And this card also tells me that they know something. They are the keeper of whispers. And then there's something about a mad prophet. If I read the booklet here on the mad prophet, it says that save for his rare moments of lucidity, he spends his days scrawling the full and complete history of mankind in an indecipherable scroll that no one but he can read, and which he cannot explain, even if anyone were willing to listen to his ravings, which makes me think again that the hidden citizens know something that they, even if they were to talk about it, no one would listen. Like think conspiracy theories, that if they spoke to someone about what they know, they would be written off as conspiracy theorists. That's a very weird card to pop up within this context. And then we have bearbeta. How do you translate bearbeta? It's about when you have feelings inside and want to process them. Yes, process is the word. So this is how a card about processing your emotions through your creativity. In this case, it's a poet processing through writing, because in Swedish, I don't know if it's international, but in Sweden, poets, when they write poetry about themselves, they sometimes refer to themselves as crickets. So in Swedish poetry, a cricket is a poet. And then we have a fox with list, and I had that word on my tongue 5 seconds ago, but now it escapes me, being cleverness. So there's a clever poet here. There's a clever poet. This is a super weird message. So someone is cleverly putting out some creativity with forbidden knowledge. Yes, it's Hidden Citizens, of course. So Hidden Citizens are telling this story through their music. There is something has happened that started this seed, and they are telling this story through their creativity. And I don't know what this what this looks like. I don't know the full story. I just see the cards. I mean, this woman's story is simple enough. It gets a little bit murkier with this man's story, but when I look at the higher perspective, the hidden citizen perspective, the collective perspective, it gets super murky for me. So I can understand this. I can partly understand this, and this is very weird. But then we have, well, maybe it's supposed to be weird for me because it's forbidden knowledge. And it's forbidden knowledge that hidden citizens are putting out through their creativity. Okay, I didn't think I could do this reading, as I said, but it seems like I could. So how do we end this? I need some cards, because there's so many loose ends, but I can't even begin to explain. I'm not supposed to know this. I can't explain it. I read what I saw about Rippershund, and you make up your mind. You can you can spawn your own conspiracy theories. Let me grab another deck. I don't know even what to ask of this deck. I feel like, surprise me. Can you please Please, freaks, surprise me as if this reading wasn't surprise enough. It's such a weird message, but hey, I don't make the rules, my freaks make the rules. Surprise me, please. Give me, whoa, don't surprise me that much. Tell a new story. Okay, so I'm not supposed to tell this story. Tell a new story. What do you mean? Is it I that should tell a new story, or is it Hidden Citizens? Oh, this is so weird. I can't ask this deck who's supposed to tell a new story. They won't give me any answers. Let me get a deck that can actually tell me things. Do I have one? Let's try this one. Who is supposed to tell the new story? Who's supposed to tell the new story, please? The Knight of Swords, the one that knows the truth, shall tell the new story. So it's not me, because I don't know the truth. So the mad prophet. The mad prophet needs to rewrite the narrative. So hidden citizens know about something, but the hidden citizens know this story. They understand these cards. It's just me that don't get this. But they need to tell their story in a new way. This is super interesting. I'm not really sure how to put this, but let's say that they have told this narrative for years, or I don't know, months. I don't know how long this has been going on for, but they have told the same story again and again and again, and that doesn't lead anywhere anymore. So like this song, "Will you be the one to save me?" Yeah, they've told that story now, but it's time to change the narrative and tell a new story, a story that leads forward. So change the narrative to something else. What? What do we need to change the story into? Please, freaks, what do we need to change the story into? I don't know what it was, but they know. And what do they need to change it? This mad prophet that knows the truth that they can't tell for some reason or another. They need to change the story into a story of success. Ah, yes! Of course. This is a story of defeat. The story in these cards. The woman, she got pinned by a needle, she fell asleep, something happened, the man, he has a death story. They need to change this story. Will you be the one to save me? There is lament in this music, there is sorrow, but this is not a story of sorrow. This is a story of success. This is a story of triumph. They need to see the triumph in this story and tell that story. And this is my message for so many of you. That change your own narratives from being stuck on the negatives and change it to the positives. Or rather, don't change it. Look at it for what it is, because it is both negative and positive. So acknowledge that it is both positive and negative, sing of both the positives and the negative, but then focus within your mind on the positives if you want a more positive reality for yourself. So don't get stuck in the negative part of this story. Get stuck on the positive part of this story. Get stuck on this. Remember this. Remember this part of the story where this free woman came up to this man that was stuck in the tree and started to free him when she brought him the truth. Remember that part of the story and sing about that part. Sing about the hope. That was Very clear message from these cards in a very muddy reading. Use your cleverness to tell your stories through your creativity, just like you are doing. But as you do so, if you want to, spread some messages of hope. There's a kind of a message of hope here in Will You Be the One to Save Me? But there's a way to tell that story that is more upbeat. And of course, the world needs both things. So we need these sorrowful songs, and we need to feel the sorrow as well sometimes. So it's great that this song exists. It's great that this story has been told this way. It's needed. It was very much needed that you told the story the way you did. So there's nothing wrong in that. On the contrary, it's good. But now it's time to change the narrative and tell a new story. So there was a message here today for hidden citizens and maybe Jeremy Lister as well. And I can't help but notice how the light from my window here is making these cards so shiny. So being clever through your creativity, there's light in that. There's a treasure in that. So you are definitely doing the right thing. You have been doing the right thing. Keep doing it. It's great. Thank you for the music, and thank you for joining me today in this reading. Thank you, my freaks, for helping me get this message out, whatever it is. I trust that if someone in Hidden Citizens watch this, you will understand what I'm talking about, even if I don't understand all of it. And so have a lovely day or evening or whatever you're at. You who have been watching this, thank you for joining me. And until next time, have a something. Yes, I still don't remember. I can't speak and I can't end the video.